In this video, I'm going to show you how to replace the thermostat on this Jeep Liberty. It's going to be located on the right side underneath the vehicle. Let's get into it. On the radiator, there's a drain on the left side. I'm just going to put a hose on the end of that just so we can direct the coolant. And then have a drain bucket underneath. I'm going to use some needle nose pliers just to loosen up. Make sure the vehicle's cool when you do this. Just loosen up the wing nut right here, or the drain plug. There we go. And let the coolant drain out. Now it's drained out. Now we're just going to close this. Just twist it to the right. Closed. And take the hose off if you added one. We're going to remove this shield. I'm using a 16mm socket and then taking these bolts out. There should be another one right there. Grab the shield and just slide it down. You can see the housing right here. I'm going to use an 8mm socket and take the bolts out. Make sure you have a drain bucket underneath because we are going to lose some coolant. Pull that bolt out. And we're going to go loosen up the bottom bolt. Let's pull that off, see if any coolant drains out. Yeah, we're starting to lose a little bit of coolant. Just let that drain for a minute. I'll pull the housing out. Just pull it to the side. Let's move that to the side. And there's the thermostat. If it's still in the housing, you want to pull that down. I'm just going to move this over. I'm going to clean this surface area right here where the thermostat gasket attaches to the engine. I'm just going to use a razor blade. You can use a scraper to scrape any excess gasket material or corrosion. Just clean this up nice. Even a wire brush would work. All right, that looks good. You can see on the thermostat there's a little tab right here that's actually a bleeder where coolant is going to bleed through there. And sometimes there'll be a tab on the seal. This one doesn't have one, but if you look on the housing itself, there's a little cutaway where that should go and a little cutaway where the bleeder should go. So you want to make sure you line that bleeder up with that cutaway. Get that lined up, and then we'll push that in. All right, that's in. I'm going to push this back. Get this lined up. We're going to put the bolts in, get those started. And tighten those down. I'm going to torque these bolts to 105 inch-pounds. It's a little tricky to get a torque wrench in there, so do the best you can. Alright, that's good. Take this plate, get this lined up. It's in place. Just gonna get the two back bolts started first. Get all these bolts started. And now we'll snug these all down. Tighten those down. Now take the cap off. Just push down off the radiator. Now we're going to fill the coolant with the appropriate type of coolant. You can check your owner's manual. 50-50 mix. Double check, make sure nothing's leaking underneath. Good. On some vehicles you may find a bleeder screw right here. We're going to use an 8mm hex socket. Loosen this up. You can see as you loosen it up, you're going to hear some air come out. And the coolant's going to go down if you have a funnel. And we'll close that back up. And just snug that up till it stops leaking. You can put a little pipe sealer on there if it still leaks. That's good. And we'll just use a rag, wipe off the excess. That's good. And you can remove the funnel. And I'm just gonna put the cap back on. You can start the vehicle, let it run for about 10 to 15 minutes, monitoring it to make sure it does not overheat. Then shut the vehicle down. After it cools down, double check the coolant level and make sure the reservoir is topped up to where the coolant level should be. You should be good to go.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.